What's up, guys? Alex here again. I'm back with Dr. Donald and Dr. Ben. We're going to be going over a squat assessment. If you guys stuck with us and saw the other video, we did an overhead squat assessment. Now we're just going over through our squat assessment. So let's take it away, guys.
So really quick, we're going to just recap that overhead squat assessment. So let's say go ahead and go sideways. Feet are going to be lined up directly underneath the toes right here. Arms are going to go straight up overhead. Go ahead and do a squat. So you're a person, you do a squat, come on back up. That was beautiful, perfect. Now I want you to fail. I want your arms to come forward. Good. So the arms come forward when he's squatting. There's something wrong with it. Come back up. What we're going to do is completely remove the upper body portion, and then we're going to see what the heck happens to the squat. Do we get a change by taking the upper body portion out? That's really a key indicator of an upper body intervention. So let's say he now is going to face the camera. And we're going to do a squat. Go ahead and squat down. Good. Now come back up. So right there we had a couple faults. So what we're looking for is his body's upright. Can he get good range of motion? And let's show him what would happen if the knees collapse. So sometimes when people are squatting, this happens. We get this kind of looks like a newborn baby deer action. There's some knees collapsing inward. Something's going on. This isn't right. Probably is hurting. So what is going on? So that's what it would look like from the front. It might look like this from the side.
Yeah, hard to catch from the side. So if you're trying to assess yourself, make sure to film or look in the mirror straight on.
Yeah.
Well, my coach did tell me my hamstrings were tight.
Yeah.
So he said that's why my squat.
Right. So if you've worked a lot on those tight hamstrings and you still are having some issues,
then it's probably not that.
Probably not.
So the next thing that we're going to do is another assessment, right? So we noticed that you squatted and it appears that you're either a newborn baby deer or there could be a dysfunction in your motion. So if you're not a newborn baby deer, let's look at another thing that we could do. So let's do it.
If you are a newborn baby deer, you're probably not watching this.
Yeah. Bless your heart for being on the internet. You guys like that?
I just
so next thing that we're going to do is a single leg glute bridge assessment.
So before we get into that, real quick, it may look like all the action is happening at the knee, right? It's very apparent at the knee, but realize this motion is actually the hip joint itself, okay? So it's a lack of control of the hip joint. So now as we get into that single leg glute bridge assessment, you can see why we're assessing muscles of the hip joint and not necessarily the knee joint, right?
And why it's not, and why it's also possibly not, especially if you've been stretching them out, a tight hamstring that's causing all this, we call it valgus collapse.
Yes.
So, on your back?
Yep.
So first thing we're going to do is we're going to get into a glute bridge. Things that you're looking for in this is a 30-second assessment, so you would need a timer to make sure that you're doing this for 30 seconds. The way that we're going to start this is we are going to bridge up. So go ahead and bridge up. First thing we're going to do is a double leg glute bridge, right? So he's got both legs here, he's bridged up. We're looking for a nice straight line from his armpit to his knee. Get out of there. Armpit to his knee. That's perfect. Once you're in this position, we are going to raise one leg. Excellent. So he's got his leg is raised, and now timer starts, 30 seconds go. We're looking for a couple things. Are there faults here? So really common fault is this is going to dip. And I put my hand up on your hip. Let's undip. You dip, I dip. We dip. So if you notice right here, this is perfect. This is good. Time is passed. Go ahead and come down. Where do you feel that?
Feel that in my glute.
Perfect. So if you're doing this, you should feel, I don't know, like let's say 70% of the contraction or more in the glute muscle, which is your butt for layman's.
Cheeks.
The cheeks. If you're feeling a lot of hamstring, then we could be getting some compensation from the hamstring. Or if you're feeling a lot of low back muscles, then we're getting compensation. Or if you're feeling your low back and hamstring primarily do the work and not the glute, that is a good sign that there's something going on either with your neurology, you're not firing the glute the way you want it, or we need to develop some strength there. And let's go into some interventions. So we're going to show you guys some really, really good exercises that you can do to help create control through your hips and fix that.
Yeah, and then use this to monitor some of your progress, right? It may be harder to see in this squat motion itself because it's quite a complex exercise, but you can monitor your progress on this and see, okay, I felt a hamstring cramp at 5 seconds before, and now I feel it at 15. Just because you still have that hamstring cramp doesn't mean you're not making progress, right? That's 3 times the length.
Yeah, we're always looking for improvement, not perfection.
All right. All right, so we've done the squat assessment and we've looked at the single leg glute bridge for some monitoring of progress assessment. Now we're going to get into some specific exercises we like to address the knees coming in during the squat. So the first one's going to be called the stanky leg. I'm going to be demoing it, and then this lovely bald-headed gentleman is going to be teaching you guys how to do it.
Perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into a starting position.
This is if we need it.
So for the stanky leg, the first thing we want to do is try to get some hip control. And the reason that this is called a stanky leg is show them that stanky leg dance move.
This is as best as I can get, so.
Yeah.
That's as good as I can get.
He's working it. So it's kind of like that. So I want you to think about that if you're trying to remember what is the stanky leg motion. So we got a nice band here. We're going to put this on. Again, you can do this without the band, but we're going to use this to get a little bit more cute. So remember, you see the knees come inward. It's not necessarily a problem with the knees. It's probably coming from the hip because that's what's controlling this. So he's going to get the band to where it's right above his knees. Anytime you ever put a band on, just make sure it's comfortable. Find an appropriate resistance for yourselves. They come in like 4 resistances. Go down. So the next thing we're going to do is like a quarter squat. So what I mean by a quarter squat, he's just going to bend his legs. He's going to drop his hips back. Perfect. And let's say we're going to do both sides, but we're going to start with this leg. So his knee's just going to gently come in and come out. Perfect. And that's why this is that stanky leg. So a couple things to look at. Notice his core is super, super tight. His hips are level the entire time, and he's moving from the hip. His knee is coming in and out as he's pulling that. And he's doing about 15 or 20 of these. Where do you feel that?
As I do more and more, like the outer part of my cheek.
Awesome. So this also makes sense too. So you're squatting down and your knees are coming inward. That's the problem. So we're going to develop some strength in your knees going the opposite direction, which would be outward. Excellent. And a lot of times you might even feel this glute contract as you have to isometrically stabilize, meaning stabilize without movement, as that one moves. Go ahead and do the other side. Perfect. And that's what we're looking for. He's got his foot down, so the motion's not coming from the shin. It's all coming from the hip. A couple common faults you might see is hip position, like loss of integrity. So go ahead and get loosey-goosey with the hips. Yeah. So if this is happening, take your band off and try to lock into place. And then you can also lean up against something or get near something to make sure that, let's say this is a wall, if you are swaying into it, sway into this, yeah, there's something going on there. It's not working, you're not stable. So that's the stanky leg motion.
Beautiful.
Get those off. Good luck with that.
Okay. Next is the lateral taps, or I call it the cliff motion. You'll find out why. So let me take that. This is for when I get to beat you, because now I'm teaching and he's the beautiful model. So the way I like to set this up, very similar to the other one, get into that little quarter squat position. Okay, now what I want you to do, I am putting a line here. This is a cliff. If you fall off, you die. This is safe. Okay, so you put all your weight on the safe zone. Okay, lift this off of the edge of the cliff. Good, and you start right next to this. Perfect. So now he's all in the safe zone. This is a cliff. If he falls off that cliff, he dies. Right? The stakes are pretty high, right? So this is death. This is safe. Okay? So now go ahead and tap out as far as you can over the cliff, but don't fall over. Okay? Good, and you're just gonna go straight to the side. Straight to the side. Good. And rep out a few of those. Get even further. Get as far as you can go. Yeah, but don't put weight over there or else you die. Good. What leg do you feel working?
This one.
Yes, exactly. This leg is keeping us safe. Remember, that cliff is death. This leg is the one doing the work. Right? That one's moving, but this one's doing the work. Okay? Now, let's switch sides. So now, the safe zone is on that side. Okay? So what I'm going to do now is he's going to show what it looks like to die and fall off the cliff, and the really common one where people like kind of put all their weight over there. Yes, you see that? He just fell off the cliff and he's falling into his long, scary death. Don't do that, okay? Don't fall off the cliff, don't die, just stay on this side. Reach out though as far as you can. Get as far, I want you to be a daredevil. Get out there as far as you can and then come back. Right? And what that's doing is training this hip to not allow that motion of that inward knee, right? So that's another thing that I want you guys to make sure of is you're not feeding into this mechanism and you're not letting this knee fall in, right? You could put a foam roller or something right there so the knee doesn't come in like that when you're doing this, right? That's not what we want. We want to stay right in line. Bad. No. Good, good. Perfect. Perfect. So this is exercise number 3 that we like to correct this when we're squatting. Okay? So we're gonna go on our side. This is gonna be like a modified side plank, but it's actually gonna be from the knee, okay? So we're gonna start in high school graduation pose. Beautiful. Okay? And what we want to think about here is elbow underneath shoulder, right? If it gets too close under our body, we're gonna start sagging. It's just gonna give us issues here. And if it goes too far away, that's gonna get really difficult and you're just gonna put way too much stress on the shoulder. So stack there, okay?
Yeah, if it looks like it hurts, it probably does.
Seriously. Okay, now we're gonna go knees forward just a little bit, just like that. So it's not straight, right? The movement itself will get you straight, okay? So you're gonna start in this bent position here, hence the high school graduation pose. Give it to him again. Good. And now I want you to pretend like you got a big old belt buckle from Texas and you're gonna show off the world, all right? So go ahead, show off your belt buckle. Boom. So that now he's in a straight line. Now we're in the side bridge position and we're holding here. So this is already in itself quite difficult, but we're gonna up the intention here. We're going to pull down and squeeze this mat. Squeeze, wrinkle this mat, and we're gonna crush the ground with that knee right here, okay? This is the side bridge, and one way to progress this, go ahead, relax, because we're gonna progress you a little bit, is we're gonna add a knee drive. So for those who can really handle this, we're gonna add a knee drive. Okay, so go ahead, come up, same position, okay? And now what he's gonna do, he's actually gonna drive this knee forward like he's kneeing somebody in the gut. Good, and back. Perfect. Where do you feel that?
Glute.
Down here, okay? Another thing is I don't want you guys to sag, so I want you to think of hot coals down here or a little cactus. So if you sag, ow! That's what it'll feel like.
Ow.
Exactly. So do not let that sag or else you're gonna not feel this, right?
Hey,
so
some of that sag is cookies.
So again, remember, it's to not allow this. And if you feel it on the outside of this butt and here, that's what's helping you not collapse the knees when you're coming in that squat. Do you have anything else you want to add to that?
No.
Pretty simple motion, but not easy. Simple, not easy. I'll tell you what.
2, 1. All right, guys. Thank you for watching again. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow, all that stuff that comes with it too as well. I want to thank Dr. Donald and Dr. Ben again for running us through these squat motions as well. Thank you again, guys. Go ahead and give us your nice little outro. Give us your emails, everything, all your information, social security card, driver's license number, everything.
Yeah. What is it? First pet's name.
There you go. First pet's name.
Mother's maiden name.
Mother's maiden name.
All right. Let's list them off then. No, so if you guys have questions, concerns, suggestions, please feel free to reach out to us. We got into this industry to help people, so don't feel like you're bugging us. We love it. But you can email us at
info@kirehabcom.
kills it every time. And then on Instagram, our handle is at Kinetic Impact, and our YouTube channel is Kinetic Impact as well. So you can DM us on there, just message us on there, start the conversation. We love it. So again, thank you guys. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Perfect. Thanks, guys. We'll see you guys again soon. Have a good one.